Hey, John Hoffman with Tampa Home Group, and we've got a great guest today, one of our all-star buyer agents, Rachel. Right? Rachel, introduce yourself and tell everyone what you do with us.
Sure. So my name is Rachel Monzello, and I have been a buyer's agent with Tampa Home Group for the last 3 years. Been in real estate industry for the last 7 years full time. Do a lot with new construction, a lot with resales with buyers.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
Rachel, we get a lot of inquiries from people about new construction, and it's the beginning of February 2025. Well, actually, it's about the 13th of February. So let's talk about new construction. What's going on? Where's the growth? Where are the better values? Just to educate everybody so they know what their choices are. Fair enough?
Yeah, sounds good.
So let's talk about what do you consider right now the most desirable new construction project?
Well, there's actually a really nice project that's happening up in Vida's Way, up in Wesley Chapel. It's kind of mixed into the Watergrass area, but there's also Two Rivers that's going in Zephyr Hills, right on the border of Wesley Chapel off of Morris Bridge in the 56. And that's going to be a really exciting community.
Well, New Rivers, as you know, is going to be, I've heard numbers as high as 7,000 single family units.
Yeah.
There's going to be shopping, retail, schools. There's a lot going on. And it off of 56, Bruce B. Downs 56, and it goes all the way over to 301. What builders are building there?
Oh, there's a plethora of builders. So, I mean, we have Taylor Morrison that's about to open up, Park Square Homes, MI, Pulte, Casa Fresca, D.R. Horton, Lennar,
Okay,
Meritage Homes.
so
There's a lot.
almost everybody.
Yes,
All right. And so that's just starting.
that's the starting. Yeah, because there's going to be a north section, but there's also going to be a south section that isn't open yet and won't be open for the next probably year and a half to 2 years.
And so if we go further north, Marana's almost finished, right?
Yeah, Murata is getting closer to being finished. A lot of the builders are starting to close out. There are still some really good opportunities that buyers can get in in the Murata community.
Well, you know what I noticed is that in Marana, MI's building and they're finishing their homes. They've got fantastic values.
Yeah.
You can buy a 4 or 5 bedroom, 3 bath, 3 car garage home. Right now, as they're closing out, 479, 480, and they're going to give you $20,000 of closing cost prepaids and a discounted interest rate. What's that interest rate they're offering?
So the interest rate on FHA usually is going to be around 4.99, and
No.
then on a conventional would be 5.5.
So that's the interest rate buy down that they're giving.
Yes, the builder is buying the interest rate down on behalf of the buyer, in addition to giving them whatever that closing cost incentive is at that time.
Now, if we wanted to look at projects in Apollo Beach, for example, there's a lower interest rate buy down.
There's a lower interest rate buy down. So we've seen as low as 3.99% down in the Apollo Beach area.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
Yeah,
that is significant.
that's a big deal.
And so it's not uncommon at all that we'll talk to buyers. They want to buy, but they want to wait for the interest rates to drop.
Right.
And we ask them, well, what rate would you want to buy? Because right now the interest rate without buying points on a 30-year conventional is about 7.125.
That's right.
And they want to wait for it, they tell us 5. Well, I don't think that's going to happen for a while.
I agree.
The 10-year T-bill, the debt of the country, which affects the 10-year T-bill, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But, they can go and get that 5%, 3.99 even if they wanted to buy new construction. And on top of that, the homeowner's insurance is going to be half as much.
Oh my God. Well, not even half. Sometimes, I mean, sometimes even less than that. I mean, there's such a big impact on the homeowner's insurance cost.
Well, let's look at the difference of your monthly payment on a 3.99, a 4.99, or today's 7.125 interest rate. Fair enough?
Let's do it.
Well, as you can see, on a $500,000 mortgage at 3.99%, your principal and interest payment is going to be $2,384.19. And that same $500,000 mortgage at 4.99 is $2,681.05. And at the 7.125, that payment jumps all the way up to $3,366. What's interesting about that, over a 10-year period, you're going to be saving on the conventional rate to the rate buy down right now at 3.99, $117,800.
That's a big number.
And if you're going to be there for 5 years, you're still in a $60,000 savings.
Yeah.
And so what's interesting is, so all of this is going on. And now I want to switch the conversation. How long do you think the builders are going to offer these types of incentives?
Well, I'm glad that you bring that up because the more that you and I talk about the stock with the builders, I think that this may be something that's coming to an end here pretty soon.
Well, you know what? Let's look at that as well,
Yeah.
because we've got the numbers for four of the area's biggest builders, and let's see exactly what's going on with their stocks and what we
Yeah.
think the builders might be doing about it. The first stock graph that you're looking at right now is we're looking at MI Homes. On October 16th of 2024, its stock was trading at $174.92. As of February 11th of this year, it's down to $119.65. That's down 32%. Now, the next graph is going to show you D.R. Horton, and it's very similar. A high of 199 in September of last year, and right now it's trading at $125.92, down 37%. Pulte, you can see that they've got a 31% drop on the graph, and Toll Brothers, they're also down 30%, but that's just since November 25th. So when the builders are having that type of drop in the stock market, they've got some issues. Now, what's fascinating is that on a $500,000 sale, the amount of incentives that the builders are offering on closing cost assistance, rate buy downs, matching upgrades in Florida is running at 10% of purchase price. So to sell that $500,000 home, the builders are spending an extra $50,000 on a $700,000 home. It's still the 10%. So that's $70,000. So with the stocks kind of taking a beating and the builders need to become more profitable, something's going to have to give. So we've already seen some builders let us know that they're going to be ending the rate buy down to 4.99 and leveling it off at 6. And eventually they want to get the market value.
Yeah.
So if anybody is wanting to minimize their mortgage payment and take advantage of these rate buy downs, they might want to do it sooner rather than later because there's a really good chance they're going to go away.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement. And we're also heading into the busiest time of year. So the buyers that are buying now are still seeing some really incredible deals, but also beating the competition by getting ahead of them.
A lot of people don't talk about this. Like take Two Rivers,
Yeah.
right? And take Murata. They're both kind of out of the way to get to,
Mm-hmm.
right? You've got to go all the way to get Murata. You got to go past over 75 overpass road, then you got to get off at 52.
Yep.
Right? And that's the outskirts. Two Rivers, as nice as it is, it's going to take you 20, 25 minutes to get to Two Rivers to get to 75 above the 275 split on State Road 56.
Yeah.
And Morris Bridge and 301 can become a traffic problem.
Yeah, that right there is the biggest problem because you have Morris Bridge and 301 that they're one lane each way.
Yeah, one lane each way.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting is that what will be the desirability of these developments if the interest rates and the buy downs start to go away?
Well, and I think the buyers are really going to show very quickly what the desirability is going to be.
Well, and there's something to be said about new, and I certainly understand that. But with the rate buy downs going away, slowly but surely, maybe quicker, based on the profitability of these companies, the shareholders are not going to tolerate this type of drop.
No.
Right. And so I think who wins on this?
Who?
The resales.
I think so too.
All of a sudden, parts of Wesley Chapel and you get over to the Zephyr Hills area, and as this new construction continues to expand, with those interest rate buy downs, it might make the resale more attractive.
I think that buyers, when the gap closes between resale and new construction, then yes, the resale market is going to see an increase in that case. Yeah.
Well, and you know what's interesting is that while we talked about all the builders that are out there, there's kind of a pecking order of quality of build.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, you can get the biggest bang for the buck, which is some people that's what they need,
Yeah,
and that's a really good option. Then there's builders that offer more standard upgrades, and then you've got more builders that kind of do more of a higher end quality build.
that's right. More of a customization.
So once we zero in on what a client wants and what their budget is, you know, we can help guide them.
Absolutely, because not every builder is going to be for them. And same thing with the communities, not every community is going to be for them. So that's why our buyer consultation is so important, especially before going out to look at new construction.
So and the one thing that we offer at Tampa Home Group to every buyer is that consultation because we want them to
Absolutely.
come in, let's sit down and go over their wants and their needs, their budget, and kind of give them all the information that they need to make the best decision for themselves and their family. Because we want them to have a certain level of knowledge and understanding before we introduce them and take them shopping, whether it be a resale or new construction. And you have these meetings all the time.
Yeah.
What's the general feedback from the buyers after they've met with you and really go through our buyer consultation?
They love it because it saves them so much time and frustration of going out and looking at houses or builders that aren't going to align with what they're looking for. And it gives us the ability to really focus and zero in on what the best properties are for that buyer. So they love it because they're seeing the properties that they really want to see, but also saving a lot of time.
So at the end of the day, our job is to guide people, educate people, and make sure they never say, I wish I knew this before I bought.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Rachel, for spending the time with me today.
Of course.
And if you're out there and you're thinking about buying new construction or resale, we'd love to help you. Please reach out to us at any time. I'm John. This is Rachel at 813 907 2555. Make it a great week.